Viva Las Vegas. 24 hours from Tulsa. Let's go to San Francisco.
There are 87 songs with San Francisco places in the title. 77 of them just mention San Francisco.
Perhaps musically, San Francisco is best known for being the hub of flower power.
Well, this is where flower power all began. Hey, policeman!
This song, San Francisco, was written by John Phillips in just 20 minutes, and it was a massive hit for years. Well, that was 20 minutes well spent.
In America, when you're bad, you go to prison. If you're bad in prison, you go to Alcatraz.
The prison island of Alcatraz has been in 7 song titles. Perhaps the most popular was by the Sons of Guns.
The only successful breakout was in 1962. A film starring Clint Eastwood called Escape from Alcatraz was made about it.
The 3 escapees have never been heard of since, and they are still on the FBI's Most Wanted list.
This is what they looked like in 1962. And this is a photo fit of what they would look like now in their 80s.
Time for a quick cultural lesson. The largest Chinese community outside of Asia is found here in San Francisco's Chinatown. The Golden Gate Cookie Company manufactures 20,000 handmade fortune cookies every day with only 2 workers. End of cultural lesson.
At USA2Zblog.com, we're going to expose to you the difference between the fact and the fiction.
About the songs and the places.
We're going to call it Truth versus Untruth.
That's not a real word. It is a real word. I've always used it. This is Lombard Street in San Francisco. It's meant to be the most crooked street in the world. The reality is, it isn't. That title belongs to another street in San Francisco, over there. Here, on Vermont Street, you'll find the real most crooked street in the world. Except, it's not as pretty for the tourists. In 1906, fire destroyed most of San Francisco. Of the few surviving buildings, one was a church and the other was this bar called the Saloon. It's also the best place for live music.
We asked barman Lonnie to explain why the firemen saved this particular bar and let the others burn.
Well, in 1906, when the city burned down, it was a whorehouse upstairs. It was drinking over the fire department. The fire department saved it, so they saved this place in the church. And the only reason they saved the church is the nuns were screaming help. And I forgot to tell you, that was a fine line between heaven and hell.
We'll sign off now with the biggest selling San Francisco song of all time, I Left My Heart in San Francisco, made famous by Tony Bennett, who was a sort of Michael Bublé of his day. By the way, this isn't Tony Bennett.
Time to say goodbye to flower power,
And head south towards LA.
where we're going to meet our biggest challenge of the entire trip. Kangaloosh.
Kangaloosh.
And that's the end of our show!
That was quite good. That was quite good. Can we have a little bit more enthusiasm?